Hello and welcome back to another video on this frankly gorgeous winter's morn in my fine Isle of Englandhamshire. So I just wanted to do a brief intro to what you're going to see in a minute. Bit of a different topic, this one. This was actually originally from a Q&A that I recorded back in early October, so almost 4 months ago now, and for whatever reason I didn't upload it. I had it all edited, but for whatever reason I completely forgot about it. I actually found it the other day, so I was looking through it, and it's kind of an interesting one. It's part of the Q&A, but somebody asked me whether I subscribe to a faith. Basically, do I believe in God? Do I kind of, practice anything like that? Now, I think it's only like 6 or 7 minutes of the Q&A, and I answered as honestly as I could at the time, because with the Q&As what I like to do is I try not to really prepare for them too much. I just read out the question and then answer it. I find it's the most honest way of doing it. It was quite an interesting one, and I've certainly got more thoughts on it. Basically what I'm getting to is that I think it's something that could warrant a standalone video at some point in the future. I think it's certainly got me thinking about a few things, and it's definitely one that I think would benefit from going into a little more. So let me know if this sort of subject is something that you guys would be interested in. It's something that I'd really like to put some effort into, which is what I'm going to be attempting to doing with all of my videos in the future. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. If you've got any questions, by all means ask, and I might try and do some Q&A videos again, because watching this Q&A that you're about to see did make me realise that kind of there's some interesting topics that I wouldn't necessarily think of, and I will be doing a video about this subject of God, I think, more in depth at some point in the future. So if you discover this video purely based on that, then yeah, there you go. So to the Q&A, and I will see you next time, or sometime, whenever time. There you go. It's not the end of the video, Ben. Yes, it's another one of those days in my fine Isle of Englandhamshire. I was fully hoping to be able to get out and go for a bit of a walk today, film another video, but that ain't happening. So we're car bound yet again for another Q&A from you guys. First question is from David Williams. Do you claim a faith? In the last year, my wife and I have found ourselves back in a Christian church. We don't have parents around for support, and we felt we needed some. Needed peers and encouragement. How do you stay motivated to stay sober and disciplined? That's a very good question. Do I claim a faith, first of all? Well, I don't. No, I suppose not. I don't adhere to any one particular dogmatic set of principles, if one could put it that way. I don't have any issues with people who do. I think there's plenty of religious people out there who get a bad rap because of the extremists in all religions, but I think most people in most religions are actually pretty decent people. So but no, I don't. As hokey as this sounds, and this really does sound hokey, I do consider myself to be spiritual, though, and I'm certainly getting more so. While I don't necessarily believe in a God per se, I do believe in a higher power, and I do believe, and I guess in a weird way I do pray, because I do put out wishes and desires, so to speak, into the universe with intent. I guess in essence that's what prayer is, really. You're kind of vocalising inner thoughts, inner wishes, inner desires. In a good way, I'm hoping. You wish well on somebody, or you want better health, or you want to go for that job, or you want to achieve something in life. I do put that out. I do say that sort of stuff out loud, and I do that kind of quite regularly. But it's not to any particular God. I do believe kind of in the collective conscience. Is it collective conscience or consciousness? Either way, I do believe that words have power when you put them out there, both good and bad. So I'm very careful with the things that I say in terms of negative stuff. I don't know how negative I might appear in the video sometimes, but trust me, I definitely keep an eye on that sort of thing, especially what I tell myself. The inner dialogue especially. So no, I don't really follow a particular set of religious
guidelines. However, I probably do practice a lot of that without really realising it. And I do think the Ten Commandments is, you know, kind of fairly right on with, you know, you shouldn't be doing certain things. I think that's fairly accurate, I'd say. And how do you stay motivated to stay sober and disciplined? I've addressed this in a previous video, but pretty much at this point I think it's more the fact that I have been so unproductive in a lot of my life, and I've been such an underachiever in many areas of my life, that now that I have gotten to a point of being sober and actually starting to do things, whether it be fitness, my YouTube channels, there are other things, I'm sure. Now that I kind of feel I've got some momentum going, I'm actually, you know, I've started doing these comedy videos and everything, and people are responding to them quite well. The channel's starting to get more and more attention. So I guess that sort of thing keeps me motivated. I think one thing that's quite common when you give up alcohol is like, okay, well, what do I do now? So find something that you were passionate about, even if it's something when you were a kid. I find that happens quite a lot, actually. I find you're really passionate about things when you're a child, then you get to the teenage years and things aren't, you know, you're too busy trying to look cool or whatever, which I never did. But so you end up kind of dismissing a lot of things that you actually really loved. And I find a lot of people seem to kind of get back into those things in middle age once they've got the partying bullshit out of the way. So yeah, that's kind of what keeps me motivated and disciplined, really. I do actually, even though I'm not drinking and partying, I don't really feel I need to it, because I do actually enjoy my life, and I do just concentrate on the things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy communicating with people. I enjoy getting comments from you guys. I enjoy answering comments. It's always good to hear from people. So yeah, I've got a lot of things to stay sober for, I guess. And I've said it a million times before, but you know, if there's any benefit to having fallen off the wagon multiple times, is that you can't bullshit yourself any longer. So, you know, I've been there, I've drank a lot, I've tried to convince myself, oh, actually, maybe I could just have one, and it just ends up going the exact way it always does. So, yeah, I just stay away from that stuff. That's what keeps me sober. Next question is from Joe Rowland. A few questions. Cheeky bastard. How did you do with your no TV for a month challenge? I'm looking to do something similar. And would you care to give us a rundown of a day in the life of Ben video? Kind of the stuff you do outside of work, making meals, planning your week, etc. Your to-do list, just some thoughts. Well, I didn't say etc, I said thanks actually, but there you go. A couple of months ago I intended to do a month with no TV. There was a bit of confusion with it, because people were, well, what do you mean? Do you just mean no terrestrial TV? What does it mean? Essentially I meant nothing on the TV screen. No YouTube, no TV, no Netflix, no nothing. The intention was to see what I could do with that time and be more productive. Essentially I made it 2 days. My heart wasn't really in it. I kind of think I wanted to, I didn't really do a good enough job of telling people what it was that I was looking to do. I think a part of it was that I wanted to make a video for it, and I didn't really tell people what it was that I was doing or build up to it. So I will be coming back to that at some point, because I really, really do like the idea of just staying away from any of that sort of thing. You know, once I got home from work, I've got a good solid 5-6 hours in the evening where I could be doing stuff. I could be productive. I could, you know, I mean, I work out and all the rest of it, but I could be doing more. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. Basically, long story short, I did it for a couple of days. I will get back to it at some point though, and I will do a video about that. So yeah, would I do give you a rundown of the day in the life of Ben video? Well, I guess you want me to actually I mean, my life's pretty boring, it's pretty routine. If enough of you out there are intrigued what I do in a day, what an average day for me looks like, drop a comment down below. I don't know, I got a feeling it could be a boring one. If there's enough interest, I'll do it. If not, then, you know, maybe I'll answer this question again in another Q&A. But yeah, it's fairly routine. Let's just put it that way. Okay, my next question came from one of my Instagram followers, and I'm going to use that as an absolutely shameless plug to plug my Instagram page. Benjamin Lee Wright at Instagram. This is from Keith La, or Keith LA, I'm not sure. Love it. The new comedy sketches are great. Guilty. Just watched the latest Q&A tonight and loved it. Not sure if it's the right place, but I have a question. I'm finding all I'm thinking about at work through the week is finishing on a Friday, getting home, relaxing and drinking, listening to music. Same on Saturday, just destroying a few beers and music. It becomes a habit that I really need to sort out, but I find it difficult to replace that habit on a Friday and Saturday night. What do you do on the weekend nights at home? Thanks, mate. Keith. Well, thank you very much for the question, Keith. This is one that I sympathise with. I don't really miss much about alcohol at all, really. I don't really miss the social element of it. I don't even miss going to gigs particularly that much. One thing I do miss tremendously is listening to music while buzzed. That was my Achilles heel. I used to love nothing more than putting the headphones on. I was always the immersion guy. I used to love just putting my headphones on, cranking the music up, getting a good buzz on, and just completely losing myself in the music. And it was like, I do really actually sympathise with you for this one. I know exactly where you're coming from. It did take me a long time to get back to that. Have I ever really got back to that? I don't know. I can certainly lose myself in music a lot more than I used to. But yeah, that's definitely something I do miss. Hit a bit of a nerve there, you did, Keith. Well, what do I do on my weekend nights at home? Pretty much I work on my YouTube stuff, as boring as it is. Thing is, right, this is, I suppose, what it depends you want from life, really, because, and this is going to sound really boring, but who's to say that the weekend is supposed to be all about just chilling out and doing nothing? You know what I mean? Everyone has dreams. Everyone has things that they want to do in life. And the vast majority of people won't do them because they won't put in the work. You know, everybody keeps putting things off till tomorrow. Everybody wonders why this business didn't take off, why this didn't. Oh, I had a good idea there. Well, in order to do those sorts of things, you have to start them. And in order to get anywhere with them, you have to put time into them. So basically, I use my time outside of work concentrating on this stuff, concentrating on YouTube and my social media stuff. That's how I spend my weekends. So I do a lot of filming on the weekends, editing, coming up with script ideas. So yeah, my normal weekends are probably editing the previous week's video, filming the comedy video, getting all that out ready, trying to come up with ideas for the following week. I do my workouts still as well. I like going out for walks. A lot of people might find this stuff boring. I love it. I listen to music a lot of times when I'm out walking as well, listening to podcasts or whatever. So, I mean, my advice would be is if there is something that you've actually wanted to do in life, if there's something that you've really been looking at wanting to do, concentrate on that on the weekends. It might not be as fun as you want it to be. It might not be as, as relaxing, but I don't know. I always feel better for having gotten something done. I don't know, I've kind of gotten to a point now in life where I don't, if I relax too much, I kind of feel like I've wasted a lot of time. It's like there's things I could have gotten done, and I often find that I end up with a lot of anxiety instead of relaxing, which doesn't go away until I've actually gotten some stuff done that I needed to do. I hope that answers your question. It might be that you do work your ass off all the time, and that the weekend is your only time to chill out. But that's kind of my way of looking at it. Yeah, if you've got something that you really want to do in life, start doing that on the weekends instead. There are plenty of hours. There's no. I think it was Seneca who said that we aren't. I think he said something like, no, there was a bit of philosophy there. I think it was something that's along the lines of most of us whinge that we don't have enough time, and I think his philosophy of looking at it was actually there's ample time. It's just that most of us spend our time poorly, and yeah, I do think there's something to be said for that. So I don't know, I hope I've answered your question. Hope you got something out of that. But thanks very much for your question. That'll do for today. I'm going to film a next set of my Q&A videos in a moment. I might as well do them in the car because this damn rain is not stopping. But that won't be coming out for a little while. What I'm trying to do is basically one week I'll do a Q&A video, the following week I'll do something else, whether it's what's on my mind or just discussing a specific subject. But that'll do for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any other questions, make sure you ask. Make sure you check out my Instagram page, Benjamin Lee Wright, also on Twitter. And also on Facebook, you can find me as Free to Be Who I Be, which is the same as my music review channel, which I will be getting up and running again very soon. I noticed there's been a few more people subscribing to that channel, even though I haven't done it in quite a while. So it'd be nice to get back to that. I do miss it. It'd be nice to discuss something less serious than mental issues and sobriety. That'll do for today, and I will see you next time. For God's sake. Go away!